Hey, we are back with Terra Invicta after a month and 10 days. And of course, who is back with us but Jordan, the one and only.
Woo!
It's very exciting.
Woo!
So we are going to get back to our D&D campaign here, which I'm very excited about. And I think the first thing I want to start with, okay, measuring tape. The first thing I want to start with is just like a, short little scene to kind of bring us back in. We see Lavinia looking through some papers on her desk, right? So, this woman, blonde hair, right? She has blonde hair. What is her hair color again? I need to find this.
Wow, Caleb.
She's like a dirty blonde.
Yeah, it's like dirty blonde. I'm just trying to find her character sheet so I can actually remember. Cool. Yeah, dirty blonde. And she's wearing a green dress. She is, at her desk, kind of rifling through some papers, a journal or two, maybe making some notations. And we see her just like looking through this stuff. And I think, you know what? I think the only thing we see as we get this kind of just like opening shot is we just see her kind of reach her hand over her back and then under her dress very slightly, just like to kind of rub her upper back. And like she kind of winces a little bit and she doesn't know. She's like, something's, and then it fades and she takes her hand away and then shakes her head and goes back to writing something down. And the first thing I would like to start out with is Anna and Takewee. Would you guys both roll a d20 for me for no reason?
Ah!
I don't trust you.
That's good. You've learned.
Okay. 19.
19. Okay.
18. Ugh.
18. Okay, so I made a body location table. Takewee and Anna, over the next day or so, right? However, whenever we pick up, you have noticed what you never noticed this before. It looks like a birthmark. And you've noticed this separately, so you can talk to each other. If you think to mention this to the party, you might find out that you both have the same looking mark. But it looks like it's a birthmark. It looks, if you had to like say it looks like anything, it looks like a comet maybe. But like, with the way of birthmarks, it's just a mark on your skin, right? So who knows what it actually is supposed to look like, quote unquote. But Takewee, yours is on your left foot. Right, so like probably like right under your ankle bone, there's this little random birthmark. And Anna, yours is on the lower part of your right leg. So you've noticed this, just undressing, taking a bath, whatever you were doing to notice this. I don't know if you'd think to mention it to anyone. You don't necessarily have any like vision or significance to it automatically imparted to you. You just notice a weird kind of birthmarking looking thing that you've never noticed before.
I mean, would I be able to make like an
history check or
like
something?
an arcana check?
You can make an arcana, a history, or a religion check. Any of those is possible. Different things obviously will be shown.
That's a 20
revealed.
for religion.
20 for religion. Okay.
I'll make a history check. Can I do it like in the
Adamant League?
The Adamant League.
Yeah, we'll get advantage. Yeah.
Advantage. Yeah. Okay.
Ooh. So Anna,
starting off this session real hot.
Yeah, Anna, with your religion check, it's just like all the normal things that you like, any sort of religious significance that anyone has ever imparted to birthmarks. You know about it. That doesn't necessarily help you decipher this, though. Like it's very obscure. Knowing what I know what it is, it's a very obscure thing that's happened, and so nothing actually like you may think of things, but it doesn't lead anywhere. Takewee. Yours, I think it's literally like, it's not even that you find it in a history book or anything. It's that you're looking for it, and someone gets word of it and comes and finds you. So, you see, what's his face? You see a Kenku kind of traipse into your little study in the Adamant League Lodge, and he has this little straw hat. And he kind of cocks his head and looks in and says, Get out of that. And you remember, oh, that's his name. He's just
So wait, he like just comes into the room, like just
Yeah.
in general, and just says, "Get out of that."
Yeah, get out of that. And you're not sure. I mean, that that's his name, right? And that's the kind of like repeated phrase that he has as his name. But you also don't know if he actually means it as like that's what you should do. It's unclear.
I'm assuming I have like a book in my hands, and I look up. Can I help you?
He says, "Where is it?" And you can assume this is all coming from snippets of random voices.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm like, where is what? Did Deacon send you?
He seems to like he's like anxious or nervous or excited or something, kind of like tapping one foot, a little clawed foot on the wood of the floor, and he just like, "Where is it?"
What?
Phoenix. You're a phoenix rising.
Okay. I just don't know if we would get this at all. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can I make like an insight check or
Sure,
an intelligence check or something?
Yeah, either of those is fine. Intelligence save or an insight check is fine.
Okay. I'll make insight. I just like one better at that. 16.
Yeah, I think that's fine. So you understand that he's referring to, I mean, basically he like points at the book, he points at you, and he's like, "Where is it? Phoenix Rising." And you're just like, okay, he at least found out about what I'm looking for. So
yeah, so I like kind of like fold my like legs on the chair, and then I like slowly like rise up like my pant leg.
Yeah.
And like lower like my boot like underneath, and then
and he obviously making a joke goes like this and says, "Put some clothes on."
Yeah, Takely just like laughs at that and just goes, "So you know what this is?"
Phoenix Rising.
It's because I died, isn't it?
He nods.
Yeah, I mean, I knew that beforehand, but you know. So like, what is it, like a mark? If like somebody dies, they get this mark?
A bit more complicated.
Okay, could Deacon explain it to me?
Maybe.
Okay. Can you take me to him?
Come with me. And he like starts scrabbling away.
Cool. Yeah. I was gonna go see Deacon anyways to go get a to go get a mission anyways. So
perfect. Cool. Yeah, we can start with that. Anna, would you be doing anything about your after like looking at religious stuff and not really finding anything?
I mean, like, whoever do I have in my life that I would bring any sort of quandary to?
Yes. Father Valentine.
That's the one.
Looks over you. Yeah, he's frowning and he just says, I
promise it's not a tattoo. I didn't get a tattoo.
Oh, don't worry about that, child. I have to confess, I don't know. It obviously has some significance because it wasn't there before, but with a cursory pass, it doesn't seem like there's anything inherently magical about it. There's not a spell on you, child.
Okay. So it just appeared for no reason?
And at that, he frowns and he says, No, nothing happens for no reason. Child, are you familiar with the Church of the Bitter Curtain? It's in Cudgel, and it's in Cudgel District. You have to have heard of it because you.
Yeah, I mean, like, just in what you've told us about it.
Yes. I think you should bring this to them. They have specialized knowledge that I think could be brought to bear here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bye then. I'm just kind of like.
Yeah. And of course, you guys get there at the same time.
What?
Yeah.
It's like the Spider-Man thing where it's like.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
and
what are you
honestly,
doing here?
if it's literally just like a quick, I'm sure it's you just ask the question and you both find out very quickly. Oh, random
Oh,
tattoos.
we both have the same thing.
Or
Okay.
birthmarks, yeah. Yeah,
Well, that's fun.
yeah, right, exactly. And I think you just like go in and Deacon, let's say he's maybe getting geared up for a mission or something, and so he's having an attendant put some armor on him, and he has a sword on his back, and he looks over and he says, "Oh, ladies," kind of bows.
Deacon, we both have a new addition to our bodies that we'd like to ask about.
I like kind of hit Takui. I'm like, that sounds really. I just kind of
my
like
lower back.
You really should go to a physician for that sort of thing.
I just am like, here, look, and I just like pull up my pant leg.
Yeah, he frowns and looks at Git, and the Kenku like nods to him. And then looks at you, Takui. You too.
Yeah, and I lift up my leg and show him.
So I was right. There is, but I was also underemphasizing some things, I suppose. Takui, this is a very rare mark. There's nothing about it in history before 150 years ago, give or take, around the time of Death's End. We assume and have gotten oracles, at least in some way confirming that it's at least connected. We assume it's connected to the new pantheon. Certain individuals are given the mark when they die and are resurrected using magic. And, well, there's not a specific meaning to it. But the two things we know are that, well, besides you get it because you're a Phoenix Rising, as Get likes to say. Besides that, we know two other things. We know it means that you're destined for something. There's some sort of fated path being laid out before you. And two, the other members of the coterie, sorry, that's the word that we use. The group, the people who are marked by this symbol in the same era, the same age. There've been a couple of handfuls of these, but those individuals are connected as well, bound together, threads of destiny, that sort of thing. But yeah, we call it a coterie. It's a group of individuals who are basically fated to do something great together or something terrible. It can be both ways.
Well,
for those of you listening, sorry. I was just going to say, for those of you listening at home, translation, if you have this mark, you're a main character.
Exactly.
I just kind of go like, yeah, well, this group is not going to do something terrible. It's going to be great.
Well, then I'm sure you're fine. So, Takui, you remember what I told you about before? And he kind of like looks at Anna like, oh, right, she's not part of our secret organization. And then,
sorry, Father Valentine sent me.
No, that's all right.
Like we had met at the gala.
No, I remember you.
Yeah.
I should fill you in on a couple of things here. So Takui has recently joined our church.
Oh,
our order.
I didn't realize you joined a church.
Yeah, I was kind of keeping it under wraps until I knew for sure it was something I wanted to share with everybody. Kind of went through that existential crisis when I died and stuff. I really was going to talk to you about it, but then, all that stuff happened.
Was I supposed to go through an existential crisis? Because now maybe now it's happening now that I didn't go through the existential crisis. I'm having a crisis about that.
About not having one?
Yeah. Am I the weird one?
It's like when you get into your 60s and you realize you never had a midlife crisis. And
yeah, I don't know.
But yeah, he says, Anyway, Takui has joined our order, and we like to work with the Order of St. Cuthbert. We have connections there. We all appreciate and honor capital G God. We all like him here.
In Dragonborn, Jesus we trust.
Yes, of course. But to his servants, the new pantheon, are the specific gods that we get our orders from. So I was telling Takui, and when she joined her order, that there was something distinct about her, something unique, something that Dragonborn Jesus and the new pantheon was going to use to accomplish something. There was demons that needed slain, missions that needed to be accomplished, that sort of thing.
This mark means that Big G God chose us?
Yes, sure. Kind of. Well, so that keep this in mind. I'm making a couple of assumptions here. There have been people in history who've gotten the mark and who have turned out to be horrible, horrible, horrible people who did very bad things.
But that's why I was saying that's not going to be us.
No, of course. And I'm not saying that that's what ever happened to you. I'm just saying the assumption I'm making is because Takui has joined the Order of the Bitter Curtain, and now other members of her party are also being marked for greatness, I can make the assumption that maybe you're following the same path as Takui is. So, I mean, glad to have you on board. It's basically what I'm trying to say, I guess. Sorry, I can't be of more help. It's all very vague, but this is important.
Is this like an official thing? Because if it's like an official thing, I might have to clear it with Father Valentine.
Oh, no, you don't need to join the Order of the Bitter Curtain.
Oh, okay.
You can. Yeah, that's fine. We can talk about it later if you'd like. I'm about to go on a mission, but we can talk about it. But you don't have to. No pressure. Not trying to recruit you or anything.
Okay, but that
not trying to force my beliefs on you.
The way that you were like you're like denying it so much makes it seem a little like you were, but it's fine.
I mean, if that makes you more interested in it, I'm not going to say that I'm trying to make a sales pitch, I guess, if it's working already. I'll
ask Father Valentine if he would want me to join.
You can do that. We like him. He likes us. We're on good terms.
Okay.
Well, I mean, let me know if anything else comes up related to this, but as of right now, you just gotta, I guess, keep your eyes open, see if anything else comes up.
Is it like dangerous to have displayed, like, do other people know about this? Like,
there are a few, but no one that I know about in Calabar. I wouldn't go around yelling it to everyone you meet, but it's not like you have to take any special care to cover it up, I think.
Okay, I've got lots of tattoos. I doubt this will be very noticeable.
Yes. Well, I think I'm gonna. I think Git was saying that he was gonna look into this a little bit further. He mentioned something to me, but we'll let you know if we find out anything else.
Good. Deacon, before you go,
yes.
And and she kind of like comes up to you like a little closer, like she's like, I was maybe hoping that you'd have something for me to do over the next few days. I think I want to, especially given these new circumstances, maybe contribute more to the church.
That would be,
if you had a mission.
That would be excellent. No, of course. Would this be something that you would be undertaking, or your whole group?
I don't want to speak for my group. I know that they have a lot of things that happen before Lavinia sends us on our next mission. I may be able to recruit all. I'm not sure. I just wanted to see what you had for me first.
Of course. Anna, do you have something to say?
Oh, I wasn't sure if I was like, am I in this conversation, or are you saying?
You probably
like,
hear the conversation, yeah.
But I really, it's between me and him, but like you can hear it.
You hear it.
And I think she even like kind of like turns towards you as she's saying, like, I don't want to speak for them,
I'm just kind of like, I'm probably going to be in kind of like a dance intensive, but I can see if I can fit it in.
All right. Well, either way, I think this would probably be up your alley. There's a plantation that really recently got in contact with the Dawn Council. or that didn't. I'm gonna rephrase that. There's a plantation that has. Someone needs to investigate it. To the east of Calabar, one of the plantations that gives Calabar its imports, its exports. It's gone quiet. No, there haven't been any shipments. There haven't been any messengers, and any messengers that the Dawn Council has sent have gone missing as well. Something has gone wrong there, and well, given what we know, he kind of looks at Git, and kind of implying the Order of the Bitter Curtain. We think it has connections with demonic influences, so something we need to look into. And I'm busy with something else, so if you could, that would be excellent. There's not necessarily a deadline on it, but sometime the next week or so here, we'd like to get out there.
Plantation in the east. Got it.
And he gives you the name. And Takely, would you actually make a intelligence save for me? There's a chance you remember this name is familiar to you and you remember it.
Intelligence save.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Nope.
you don't. You might come up later, but for now you don't remember the significance of the name.
Okay.
Cool. Yes, cool. So let's back out from there. And I'll remind everybody real quick of other threads that are kind of happening right now. So obviously you have the bullywug situation.
Can't hear you, Jordan.
Were you saying something?
There you go.
Good.
Oh, sorry.
Can I just comment on the fact that main characters being the ones that get this mark means that Carla's not important.
I mean,
we don't
do you
know
know
if she
that?
has the mark or not. We don't know.
I mean, we just did.
Have you checked, Audrin? Is that what you're saying to me? Are you saying that you are intimately aware of Carla's body?
I thought you had feelings towards Takely. Are you trying to run from those?
Hey,
Are you being a player?
I have that old man character too.
That's true. So, yeah. Anyway, there's the bullywug situation. All right, there's bullywugs that attacked Lavinia's manor that you guys apparently wanted revenge on.
Apparently, we obviously want revenge on them.
That's fine. You guys can do a mission for the Adamant League if you'd like. Obviously, Takely's going to do something for the Order of the Bitter Curtain. Deli wanted to do some research on the Shadow Pearls.
I can't do that till I'm not exhausted, though.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, so there's a little bit of rest.
Any research I do while I'm exhausted is going to be pointless.
Yeah. You also wanted to talk to Diamondback.
Yep. Oh, we will be doing so.
The gal from your past.
We will be doing some talking.
Yeah.
Preferably with my... Do I have a dagger? Might have a dagger I could talk with.
We also have the Blood Sister stuff going on. Anna's going to join the Telvanta Dance Academy and get in good with the Blood Sisters. The only other thing I have written down is technically Juno is now around, right? Like he's been saved from slavers and you guys can talk to him and there's probably like a follow-up that needs to happen there with at least Audrin to kind of see what's next for Juno. Is there anything else you guys can remember that you guys were thinking of?
My other man being a little shady after the gala.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, who knows what's happened to Nestor? He disappeared. So...
How many days has it been so far? Because after we had the run-in with the bullywugs, we went back to the cove, and then obviously this happened. Would this make it day 2?
I think day 2. Yeah, let's say day 2.
Okay, so I'm on day 2 of 4.
Yeah, level 2 exhaustion. Yeah. So how many? Emily, do you have the calendar there?
Don't worry, that's what I'm
thank
consulting.
You. I was gonna say, what's the day now then?
Okay. So I think so. I have November 20th, and is when Diamondback we questioned originally to get the information and everything, and we said by December 1st, we get the ship.
Okay, perfect.
So I guess November 20th. So is it? Well, that's like for the adventure from Lavinia. So I thought it was like the 2 weeks in between then.
Well, so sorry, what did you say the date?
So
was
like November 20th is when we questioned.
In my brain,
Diamondback, so
because you
it's the
said 20th
22nd.
and then the 1st, I was imagining the 30th and the 1st. For some
Oh,
reason.
no.
Yeah.
So I think it's November 22nd, and then by December 1st, we get the sea wyvern.
Yeah, the sea wyvern is
through.
going to be ready to go.
Yeah.
That doesn't necessarily mean
So
that
that's what it
Lavinia is going to
is.
be like, now we have to do
Yeah.
it. But yeah. Okay, so that means it's the just December
22nd.
or November 22nd then, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Cool. So, but yes, if anyone would like to pursue any of those things, I guess we could do shopping now if you'd like. We can make final decisions on any gold that is being spent on things.
Go ahead.
Just to get out of the way.
Deli is spending the next 4 days by the fish. And when she has time, she's spending it with the fish because she can wild shape for up to 4 hours a day.
Very nice. So
And
she's
that
like
is all.
just hanging out with the fish. Oh, because you
She
have the
probably-
saltwater curse. Yeah.
Yeah, I have the saltwater curse. I can't drink anything. I might as well.
Might as well be a fish.
So is that
You're just
is
like
that
hanging
for-
out in Lavinia's pond, just like, wah.
Is that saltwater curse for the entire 4 days?
Yeah. Well, so no, it's
It's for
2
2
days. And then you have to
Okay.
recover from it for 2 days.
Okay, so for 2 days, I'm gonna say I'm hanging out with the fish. I'm just thinking because she's thinking about everything that just happened, and she's like, I need to do something. What do I do?
Yeah.
So
Cool.
and she's exhausted, so she's like, I'm just gonna.
I'm just going to hang out with the fish
Yeah.
because this is relaxing.
Yeah, to actually be in saltwater, you'd have to go into the bay and hang out with like random fish. But yeah, either way,
Oh,
it doesn't really matter. You get the exhaustion no matter what. So
Yeah, I just might as well. Anything I do will just make things worse. So I'm waiting.
sounds good.
So it's just like Deli's just like hanging out with the fish, right? And because at like constantly breathing in water turns all this water around her into salt water, and so any fish she goes to talk and hang out with starts
Just
poisoning
die.
them.
Yeah.
Well, no, my idea was, and we discussed this last week after we had our Monster Heart session, is like Deli has to drink obviously water, but if she's a saltwater fish,
They drink saltwater, so
it doesn't matter. So she's just gonna hang out with the fish, swimming with the fishies.
yeah. I think the only issue we came up with was basically you can still do this, but because you can only do it for 4 hours each day, you still get the exhaustion levels because you're going to get thirsty beyond that and have to drink regular water, which is going to turn into salt water, and you're not going to be a fish. So
yeah.
if you could wild shape for more time, then we could definitely have no exhaustion levels.
I'm pretty sure it's only 4 hours a day.
I believe that's true.
Yeah.
Cool stuff. So, what are we doing for shopping?
I wanted to buy, I'm probably not going to say this right, the Perept of wound closure and
Yeah.
give that to somebody.
I thought we already
Period.
had one of those.
No.
We talked
I
about
talked about
Oh.
it ahead of time, but I was just like throwing out ideas.
Actually buying stuff now, yeah.
Yeah. So, who did we say we wanted to give that to? I was thinking it was Anna.
Yeah.
Me.
I was
Yeah,
going to ask
okay.
too.
So put that in your character sheet.
We found a brooch of shielding, and I have it. Am I
Yep.
the one who would make the most use out of that though? Because it's force
What?
damage. I don't even know what does force damage.
Resistance to force damage, and you have immunity to damage from the magic missile spell. It's whoever you think is going to be targeted by mages, I guess.
And who's that going to be? I really don't
I don't
know. The other reason I ask is because it requires attunement.
Yeah, so if you don't want it and someone else has a free attunement slot, then
I'm
I
already
wouldn't want it.
using one for the Trident of Fish command.
yeah. I mean, you could
I was
also already
contemplating-
sell it.
And yeah, the wound closure requires an attunement, just so you know,
Mhm.
Emily.
Okay. Yeah, I'm good. I only have one attuned thing, I
Cool.
believe.
So
Just your
there was
relic staff?
that.
Just my what?
Your relic staff?
Oh, is that also attuned?
Oh, I don't know. What?
I mean, it's just a quarter staff plus
one
one.
quarter staff.
Yeah, which
It's
doesn't
not
need
attuned.
attunement.
It doesn't need attunement. Okay.
Mm-mm. No, I just have my ring of jumping.
Yeah, you're right.
I think that was it that we decided to, unless somebody remembers something. But the only other thing I was thinking about maybe buying is another elemental gem, because that kind of saved our butts.
Yeah,
that was very
very
handy. Yeah.
helpful.
It doesn't have to be an earth elemental this time. It could be something different, but I was like, it's 250 gold. So I was like, I feel like for 250 gold, that's a decent investment for something like if we're like stuck in a rock in a hard place.
We literally were.
Yep.
Oh, just kidding. That's my third attunement because I also have the Stone of Good Luck. I forgot about that.
And the goggles
that's
don't
fine.
require attunement? Okay, cool.
You just pop them on.
Cool. Yeah, that's handy because you can pass them around.
Yeah.
How much could we sell the Brooch of Shielding for?
Let's see.
Or could we potentially barter to trade? Because the reason I ask is because a Ring of Mind Shielding is the same price as a Brooch of Shielding.
Yeah, let's see. Brooch of Shielding.
500.
They're both 500.
Right.
I'm trying
But
to
it's 500 because 400 of it is the labor cost. And then 400 of it is material cost.
I'm thinking what I probably would do. Oh, no, I can't have a Ring of Mind Shielding. Never mind. Because if we're playing it canonically, that's currently in the New World.
Ring of Mind Shielding?
The Ring of Mind Shielding is what Teppan had.
Yeah.
And it's what kept Atabai. And if we want to play that there's more than one of those.
Yeah, there can be more than
that.
one, certainly. Yeah.
Okay. It would just be funny I once again have a Ring of Mind Shield.
Yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, it's not like there's one magic item per, like artifacts, obviously, yes, but.
That's what I wasn't sure about. I knew that there were certain things that there was only one of.
Yep.
Okay. Do I want one of these though? I think
there's certainly only one Ring of Mind Shielding that had a god in it, but. Or at least that
Kelly
god.
might want one of these just because she is feeling a bit paranoid right now.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You can also turn invisible.
Which elemental would you guys like?
That is a question.
Is it our choice or?
Yeah, it's
the
type of it's the type of gem determines the elemental summoned.
What are the other special abilities that the other elementals have? Because the earth elemental was very helpful because it could dig through it could burrow. Like what could the other ones do?
I mean, a water elemental can fight things underwater. But
we are going to be in the water.
Elementals.
Yeah, that was my thought. Is we should probably either get a water or an air elemental. One of those two things.
What does air elemental special thingy?
I don't know. Let's check. Air elemental. Obviously, they can fly. I don't know if you can ride on them though.
I doubt it.
I don't think so.
No, because they are air.
They are air. Yeah, air form. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they can.
I do think there are some airships that are powered by air elementals.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure. But
it can move through a space as narrow as 1 inch wide without squeezing. Yeah, and it can attack with air stuff and fly.
Yeah, I'm with Jordan. Either either water or earth probably are better options.
I'm down with water. That's fine.
We are going to be on probably water soon if we're going on a ship. So
yep.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Water elemental it is. Does anybody want to hold it or should I hold it?
I think you should hold it.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Okay. I'm kind of thinking about getting a ring of water walking because it doesn't require attunement.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be on the water.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
And then I could run on the water and attack things super fast and then run back.
This is such a different campaign from Terra Nullius where I was like doling out random magic items to you very rarely. And this is just like, you have an entire store.
We finally have shopping, okay?
Yeah.
No, it's fine. I just have to rethink about some things. I just have to remember what you guys can immediately nullify.
And what I probably would do is I would give the Brooch of Shielding to Takeway and tell her, see if she can trade it for a Ring of Mind Shielding.
Okay.
See what she can get for it. I'll pay for the difference, but I think
for ease's sake, let's just say everything is to sell and buy exactly as the price says, unless you're making a haggling roll of some sort.
I mean, because they're 1-to-1 the same cost, which is why I was asking.
Okay, I bought a ring of water walking.
Trade it then? Okay,
yep.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm not particularly interested in like
Role playing out,
role playing out a whole bunch of bartering and whatever. It's fine.
No, I'm perfectly fine with that. It's Ring of Mind Shielding seems a little more helpful than a Breach of Shielding right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
all
then,
right, I'm going to make a note to immediately have someone attack you with magic missile spells.
Yeah, I figured as much.
And then I think I'm also going to buy a couple of healing potions. I have one greater healing potion that I just have from.
Well, let's take that out of party gold.
Okay.
I think I don't.
Yeah, that
think
makes sense.
Should,
you could probably
potion
buy
of
extras,
healing,
obviously, but
yeah,
with your own
65. How many does everybody have currently of healing?
I have one greater and then no regular.
Same. One
I have-
greater, and that's it.
One greater, one regular.
Okay, I have none. Why don't we do this? Should we do like 2 each?
Do we have the gold for that?
Yep.
Oh, we're
Nice.
so rich.
Yeah, it costs 520 gold, so that would leave us with.
yeah, Lavinia
If
gave
we-
you a huge bonus.
If
Okay.
we did that, we still have about 1,100 gold left. still.
Okay,
So everybody take 2 healing potions.
cool.
Good stuff.
Well,
Just
I already have one of each. Would you just?
Right.
Is
No,
that-
everybody just gets another 2. So,
Perfect.
That's
just-
another
so no-
two?
Another
So I
2.
should have a total of 3.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
Of-
That's what I'm saying. I'm
Well,
just buying
we
everybody
have two regular, not greater.
Yep.
So I think
2
you had
regular.
one greater.
Okay.
So now you have one greater and 2 regular.
All right.
Cool.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
I have a
updated
ring of
our
s-
party gold. And how many
I have a
healing
ring of
potions we have? I think we're good.
I forgot I had the gloves of thievery, and I just looked at my sleight of hand and got really happy again.
Yeah.
I have a ring of swimming that I was just looking at my character sheet. I'm like, oh, when did I get that? I just have a swimming speed of 40 feet now.
Excellent. And then I also bought myself a magic item, but I'm going to save that for combat.
Okay.
Okay, question. Legitimate question. Would someone like to have a ring of swimming? I have wild shapes.
Yeah, it's true.
Do you have to attune to it?
No,
What is the ring of swimming?
you have a swim speed of 40
Yes.
feet.
Yes, that's sweet.
I'm only. I mean, it would be help. Actually, no. I think I mentioned this. I think I said last time it's good for me to have it because if I wild shape and get hit out of it,
Yeah, you just keep
That's
it.
I forgot about that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you just keep it for now.
Doesn't
I
work.
don't think
Require
you have
too
a very
much,
good
though.
athletics either. So it would, if we have to go underwater, like it
Yep.
would probably be best that you have
Yep.
it.
Very true.
That's very true. My strength is a 1.
It's actually not terrible, but Okay. I
Oh,
think
my
that's all the
strength is a
shopping-
0.
Oh, that's funny.
Really, I did roll well then.
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else party wise that I wanted. I mostly just wanted that wound closure
Cool.
magic item. So that way, if it's not a total TPK.
Mhm.
Very active wound closures are so good.
I will just, don't mind me. I will now be even more fearless in running in.
I don't think that's what that means.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure that's what that means, right?
Exactly. Okay. So I think I'm good.
And
There we
Caleb,
go.
I saw what you said in the chat.
Nazaji's back in chat. Say hello to Nazaji, everyone.
Hello, Nazad.
Back from Terra
I don't
Nullius
remember
days.
you, but hello.
He was there for the Terra Nullius days, popping in every once in a
Oh,
while.
well, hello. Welcome back.
It's been a while.
Welcome back.
Cool. So if everyone's good with shopping, we can feel free to progress some things. Obviously, Take Queen Anna just did a thing, so we can pick up with Deli or Audrin. Honestly, let's start with Audrin.
Yeah.
Because Audrin, I think Juno wants to talk to you, right? He wants to get in touch and be like, "Thanks for saving me. Also, I got some stuff I want to talk to you about." Where do you think you'd have that conversation? Where would you be?
How private does it need to be?
You ask him that. He just shrugs. He's like, it doesn't need to be terribly private.
I mean, I just figured that, like, I just in general, I would figure if we're trying to be private, it would be one thing, but if not,
Yeah. No, that's fine.
probably just at a random bar, and
Yeah, sure.
like one that we're familiar with.
Sure, yeah.
Let's see. What district?
The same district that the crew was in, probably.
The where Lavinia's Manor is, you mean?
No, where with the Red Queen and
Oh, Shadow Shore. Yeah.
yeah.
Yes. Let's take a look at Shadow Shore. So I have like a giant list of random bars. Let's say that you guys are in the Plucked Parrot. So we see this like very distraught looking defeathered parrot on the sign. And Audryn and Juno are at a bar nursing a couple drinks. So Juno, as a reminder, is an Azamar. He's like silver skin. His neighborhood watch name was the Silver Flame. Silver Fire. Silver Fire.
And his name from us is the Silver Fox.
Yep.
Even though he's not old.
He's not an old adult. So here's Juno. And he's recovered a little bit because it's been a couple days, right, since you rescued him from slavery. But he's still a little worse for wear. Still looks a little haggard. But he grabs his drink, takes a drink, and just says, I know I've thanked you at least 5 times already, but thank you again for finding me and getting me out of that place. It was bad enough to be captured by pirates, but the things that went on, the things I heard in that cove, he like shudders.
Yeah, you and I seem to have a knack for confronting the unusually cruel and disturbing. And with Audryn looks off in the direction of the old hideout.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and he nods and he says, I have to ask Audryn, what's next for both of us? Is the neighborhood watch dead?
Audryn kind of like shifts back in the seat and he kind of just nods a little bit and he thinks.
So as a reminder, one thing, I don't know if we ever established what the final plan was with the old Lotus Dragons Guild house, but that is still there. Did you guys give it to the city? Like what, did we decide anything there?
I thought that's what we decided to do.
Is that what you decided?
No.
Okay, cool. As long as we all remember that, that's fine. Cool. Yeah. So the question makes even more sense now. He's just like, what's next?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. So, Audryn responds, it depends on what you mean. Dead as a group, maybe. But in spirit, I think there's still more work to be done. I don't know what that means. I don't know what's next. But I think there's still some unfinished business.
I haven't seen my father in 2 years. I don't even know what I would say to him if I did see him. And you remember his father's like one of the nobles of the city.
And did he like abandon his father? Kind of the same thing.
I mean, yeah, he was like one of the younger sons, right? So he it's not like he had his whole life planned out for him. He was kind of like left to his own devices. And so he's like, I guess I'll do something worthwhile and I'll leave and go join a thieves guild. A good thieves guild. But.
Yeah. I don't have the words for you in case you do. But I don't think you have to go back to him just yet.
He looks up and he just says, but you're part of a different group now. You're an adventurer. I mean, you're obviously doing well for yourself. I don't know where I stand with all of this. And I'm not trying to pressure you into allowing me to join or anything. I'm just a little lost as to what to do.
Oh man.
The Lotus Dragons are
How
dead.
would-
That's what I was focusing on since gosh, what is her name? Your ex-girlfriend's name.
Alicia.
Yeah. So since Alicia died, that's what I've been focusing on. And now we did it.
So I assume that he speaks Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
So, Audrin starts to tell him something that's nonsensical but makes sense in Thieves' Cant, and starts hinting that there is a new adventure that would be helpful to have some crewmates for.
Yeah. So he says to you, talking in Thieves' Cant now,
Yeah.
I see. No, that makes sense. And then he looks troubled for a second. And go ahead and make a persuasion test. I'm curious. I think there's a chance that you convince him that this is a good move, and there's a chance that he still feels like he's just kind of, going hanging onto your coattails, and he wants to make it on his own. But I think there's definitely a chance you could persuade him.
Okay. And as an attempt to get advantage,
Uh-huh.
I think Audrin would say something like, and there is that monk that I know you've had a bit of an eye for.
Yeah, that's definitely an advantage.
Yes.
How dare you use me in my feminine wiles for your masculine wiles?
Oh,
That's still
It was a +5 bonus, but that +5 bonus able to give you a 12. So
I rolled a 2 and a 7.
Yeah. So I think he's still just troubled, and he just says, I need to think about it.
And Audrin nods and he just kind of leans forward and says, "Hey, you've been making it on your own for months. Whatever you want to do, you've survived way more than either of us have any right to, if we're honest. Whatever you're planning on, whatever move you make, I think you'll be okay. Just don't go trying anything too crazy or too stupid. At least not without me."
I'd like to give you any peace of mind in that avenue, but I'd rather keep my options open, just in case the stupid thing is the right thing to do. He stands up and he says, Audrin, I hope you don't take this the wrong way, but I think the neighborhood watch is dead. It seems like when we gave up the guild house, we let that dream die. And that's fine, but I wish you would just accept it and not try to pretend that something is the same when it isn't. You're moving on. You're becoming an adventurer. That's literally your job now. And I'm sure you'll always look out for the little guy, but you're not the same. Neither am I. And I'm not trying to accuse anyone of anything, but I think it might be time that we do move on. One way or another.
Trying to think of how.
Right, because you said Neighborhood Watch is still alive in spirit, but then all your plans are oh yeah, we're gonna go on this expedition and whatever, because the Neighborhood Watch was about helping the poor people of this city, right? And so he's you're already looking beyond that,
Right, but I mean, like that was the spirit of it, is like looking out for the little guy. Like in general, we were just doing it where we could.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're like,
Yeah, he's still claiming that that's not what you're doing, but whether you
it's
could
really
disabuse
not. We're
him.
working for a noble.
Exactly, right? That's what he sees, right? You can disabuse him of the notion if you'd like, but
wait, what did you say?
What did who say?
What? Who, I think Alyssa. What did?
I was just saying it's kind of not. You're working for a really rich noble now, so
right.
I mean, and she wasn't really rich when we started, but now
she is.
Yeah.
We started working for her because she was rich and then she wasn't, and we needed to fix
that. Right.
Well, and like part of the thing was like Audrin was kind of hoping to push it to Juno to like take up the spirit of it and to try to put it together himself.
Yeah. And I think with the 12, he just doesn't see it. Like he doesn't feel that from you. And he's basically just like, okay, you're moving on. And I guess I should move on too. That's kind of where he is. And again, you can disabuse him of that notion. You could but that's what he's claiming to you here.
Yeah. I mean, and like the last thing he said was, something about moving on.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna move on. Or he might have said, you're moving on, and I think it's time I move on too.
Okay. And I think Audrin kind of just looks at his little magic bracelet thing and he nods and he goes, I think you already have. I'd wish you luck, but you already have that.
Sometimes I think that might not be true, but I guess maybe my luck is just a little wobbly. Just enough luck to not die, but certainly not enough to make it out unscathed.
I didn't say you had good luck.
He nods. Point taken. Take care of yourself, Audrin. And I'm trying to think of what he'd say here. Next time you see Anna, tell her that she's beautiful. And then he walks away.
And as he's walking away, Audrin, like it just completely goes over Audrin's head, and he's like, but she's not my type.
For me, Audrin.
Oh!
Yep. NPC exits stage left.
Well, I'm at a bar. I might as well try to glean any interesting things that I can from the local.
Yeah, anything in particular?
Any rumors about either Vanthus or Lady Friend? His lady friend that got away, that is the one that killed.
Go for it. Yeah.
Cool. What am I rolling here? Perception?
I think you're rolling investigation, yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8. Time to investigate.
Nice.
Nice.
Okay, so nothing really from Barissa. Right, so the gal, nothing is popping up there. The one thing that you do notice that's connected to Vanthus, he hasn't been here, like he didn't return to Calabar or anything. But the thing you notice, and that we didn't notice earlier, is that the plantation that the Order of the Bitter Curtain wants Takewee to look into, and you don't know that she has that mission obviously yet, but you hear the rumors of this plantation that suddenly disappeared off the map and no one knows if they're alive or dead or whatever. You know that it was the plantation that used to be owned by one Lavinia Vanderboren, Vanthus's uncle. This is the plantation where he worked before his uncle died mysteriously, and he moved back to Calabar. So That's the one connection you can hear is like there's something that went on there. Like it had a new owner after he died, after the uncle died, right? Some cousin of theirs, right? Of the Vanderborens that took over. But something bad happened apparently recently, and no one knows if they're alive or dead. And they sent messengers, and they're disappearing. Oh no, spooky. But you're like, ooh, Vanderboren. Okay, like I know that is an actual connection to Vanthus.
Shoot. Well, I report this info back to my
to the party.
uppers.
Yeah.
The party and
Lavinia.
Yeah.
So Audrin, while you're on the way back, so we see you hear this piece of information, and you start walking down the street. Let me read something real quick.
We're attacked by 3 bugbears.
I fly into the air.
That's right. You can do that.
So you're passing nearby an alley. I'll give you a quick description. A low stone well sits at the end of this earthen back alley. Before it lies the body of a dead warrior, garbed in a thick bodysuit of jet black chainmail. A small crowd gawks from the alley's edge, but none have the courage to enter. So you see this like dead guy, and obviously the guards haven't shown up yet to like check it out. But there's like just a dead guy. He's obviously dressed like a warrior. He's next to a well in this alley, like near this alley. And there's like a small crowd like whispering to each other and like, what happened? Did you see anything? I didn't see anything. I heard a battle.
All right, so I don't pick anything up specific from the whispers.
You can make a perception check.
Yeah, let's do that. Nope.
With a 6? Nope.
Okay. I want to
loot the body.
Yes.
That's one way to do this.
Body. What's he got on him?
I want to I want to Man, I wish I could turn invisible right now.
You can do disguise self at least.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking. I want to disguise self, and then I want to change my clothes with my magic clothes thing. And I want to investigate the area before I go and investigate the body.
Okay. Yeah. Make an investigation.
See if I can find like footprints or anything I can gather. Whew.
So how close are you getting exactly?
I'm just kind of standing from where the crowd is at.
Got it.
Like I'm getting like up at the front of the crowd and looking around, but I haven't gone up close yet.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, from that roll and from your distance, I don't think you can pick up anything more, except maybe there's like, you see a beggar off to the side of the crowd, like the left side of the crowd, who looks, I don't know, slightly different from the rest of the crowd. Like he's not surprised. It doesn't look like he's surprised by it, right? He's kind of like just like twiddling his thumbs and looking furtively around.
I want to go and ask the beggar if he knows anything about what happened.
Cool. Yeah. He says, well, if you give me your purse there, we might be able to make something work. What do you got in there? 100, 200 gold?
This guy's like greedy.
Well, when you see a rich adventurer come up to you.
Be happy for 1 GP.
Here's the thing. I could totally give it to him and then just pickpocket it right off of him.
That's true. You could attempt that, yeah.
Or you could sleight of hand, give him your purse, but there's like not, you like slip everything out.
Yeah, actually, that's probably what I want to do. Like sleight of hand it. And here's what I want to do. This is so cruel. Caleb, I want to sleight of hand the purse and fill it with rocks. And then I want to use minor illusion to make the rocks look like
of course, yeah.
they're gold.
Can a minor illusion do that?
I think enough that if he just glanced in it, he could see. It could fool him for a second.
Yeah.
Close scrutiny would not work, but yeah. So a sleight of hand, then, yeah, to kind of pull off the trick. Yeah, I think 15 is just fine. He's like a beggar, right? He's not like super perceptive or anything. So you do this. He glances in just for a second, sees that it's like, ooh, shiny, and he's like closes it. Doesn't want to like risk his haul here, so he doesn't press any further. He says, "Well, there were two of them in here. The dead guy and a woman with a skinny jeweled sword. The dead one, he had a short, silvery blade. The swords were moving so fast it was hard to even watch. In the end, it looked like she barely touched him. Just tapped him in the side with her sword, and then he just staggered, and before he fell, he stumbled over that well and dropped his sword into it. That seemed to anger the woman, who finished him off with a stab to the back. She looked like she was getting ready to jump into the well herself to go after the sword, I think. But then she noticed the crowd that was coming to investigate and ran off, heading east through that alley over there."
Audrin sighs, and then under his breath to himself, he goes, "Into the well it is."
Yeah, so you want to step up?
Okay, so here's what I want to do. First, I want to go up and I want to Arcana check his body and investigation check his body.
Sounds good.
So here's Arcana. Yeah.
Okay, and then go ahead and make an investigation. I'll just give you all the information at once. Sounds good. So, the area around the body is scuffed with signs of a careening complex duel, so that seems to confirm the story that the beggar gave you. Aside from his armor, clothing, and the empty scabbard, the dead man has no possessions whatsoever, and it's just like a regular chainmail. It looks cool, but it's not magical or anything. And in terms of like his body, the corpse has a series of razor-thin wounds as from a sharp, skinny blade, but none of them really appear to be deep enough to be life-threatening. Like it really shouldn't have killed him. So your guess is there must have been some sort of magic involved. So the sword maybe like drains your life or something like that, right? That's basically all you can.
But there's no magic that I can really just figure out.
There's nothing inherently about it that's magical. Yeah.
Okay. So I want to Peter Pan down the well.
Oh, right. Forgot you had your winged boots. Yeah, so there's definitely a sword at the bottom of the well.
Okay.
So it is... Let me see if I can get some information on this.
I just need everyone to know that while the beggar was talking, all I could hear in my head is that he talked like Sean Connery. So then I was picturing Sean Connery
is the beggar. We blew millions upon millions of dollars to get Sean Connery to play a beggar for one scene.
Okay, so then it's Sean Connery, and then after this whole conversation, he's actually sitting against a wall, and he comes down and squishes him.
Of course.
That's what happens.
Yep.
In my version.
Yep.
Okay, carry on.
So it is a rapier. It is the handle. Looks like it's carved in the shape of a hawk. So it's like a silvery hilt, silvery blade, carved in the shape of a hawk, like the hilt is. And let's see, it looks perfectly polished. Let's see, what else do we got here? It's obviously magical just even by looking at it. It's unnaturally polished. Like it could never be unpolished, just like naturally, magically. Let's see. Yeah, so as soon as you touch the sword, you hear a voice in your mind.
I never touched the sword.
Okay, you never touched the sword. Sounds good.
I mage hand the sword.
Mage hand the sword. I think you can still hear it.
Okay.
It doesn't actually depend on touch. So you just hear, the sword just say, "Hello, you. Yes, you. What's your name?" You just hear this voice in your mind.
Audrey just goes, Bartholomew.
All right, Bart. My name is Saberhawk, and I'm a magical sword. I can
You
help
don't
you.
say.
I can help you defeat all of your enemies.
Okay, but
One
what
flick of the
happened
wrist,
to
they're dead.
But what happened to the guy who was holding you last, and you kind of got dropped down here?
Oh,
He kind of got
Yes,
real
yes. Well,
bad.
my last wielder was tracking an evil Cabinite agent back to her lair, and we think one of my missing comrades has been taken prisoner by the Cabinites. Do you know anything about the Cabinites?
No, Cabinites.
You can make a
I've heard
history.
of
You can make a
shut-ins.
you can make a history check, Audrey. Actually,
Okay. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot that I'm actually good at those.
20.
I know all about the
22.
Cabinites, I guess.
Audrin, you get a chill. The Cabinites are one of the ancient thieves guilds of Calabar. For a long time, there are two thieves guilds. Let's see, what's the other one called? The Aquans and the Cabinites. So, and the Aquans. And it was sort of like a yeah, so basically two rival thieves guilds that were like vying for control of Calabar's underground. Their destruction or their disappearance or whatever happened to them, it's kind of fuzzy in the history books, led to the kind of easygoing thieves guild every day sort of situation that Calabar had before the Lotus Dragons took over. So this is a really bad sign if these people were real and they actually existed and there's some sort of rise in the thieves guilds again. Now that there's a vacuum, because this is the thing, right? The Lotus Dragons took over, like destroyed all the thieves guilds and then made themselves the only thieves guild. And then you guys got rid of them. So there's like a huge power vacuum in the underground right now. And it seems like from your 22 history check, they might be refilling with some either the same thieves guild come back from the dead or pretenders using the same names to inspire fear. But yeah, he quickly the sword quickly explains to you like, me and my comrades, the Aquans, we, and it goes on about this, it kind of just confirming your story, the thing you remember about history. He's like, are you going to help me? We can track down the Cabinites to their lair.
I feel like I need to make a wisdom save or something here. Or an intelligence save.
I mean, would you know that if they're really back, you probably should stop them?
That's the thing. I'm not sure if here's the thing. I'm not sure if Audrin's reaction would be like, "Oh, this is bad that they're coming back. We got to stop them soon," or if Audrin is like, "Nope, drop the sword. Not having anything to do with this. I'm out of here. If she's part of them, I am not stepping on the wrong toes."
Both reasonable reactions. Yeah.
Which is why I feel like I need to make a save of some sort.
Well, really, I think it just depends on what you came away feeling from the conversation you had with Juno, right? Like, did you leave that conversation feeling like, oh, he's right, I'm not doing enough anymore, like I've moved on, or are you like, no, I'm doing great stuff, and it's better if I move on from Calabar and do great stuff other places?
So this is really like the decision between, am I investing in Calabar or investing in the next thing?
Exactly. Yes.
Here's what I do. I say, wait for a wielder named Juno. And then I drop it and fly away.
Okay, sounds good. And as you leave, you hear the voice fading in the background, basically just saying, "No, come, stay, help me. I will make you into a great warrior."
I take offense to that.
Yeah, cool.
There's like, I'm like, well, what would Jordan do in real life? Oh, wait, I literally just did this. I moved away from my last community that I was investing in, and now I'm in a completely different one. Because I gotta move forward. Okay.
You realize you do not have to tell Juno before Lady comes back to grab sword.
I know. That's why I want to fly back to... Well, I really want to use, like, message or something, but I don't know. Because he doesn't have one of the sending stones, does he?
Not anymore, I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can make an investigation check to just try to track him down quick, right, with your flight.
Okay. I need...
Go for it.
I know his favorite spots. And, like, the...
Yeah, exactly. And he didn't leave too long ago, so...
Yeah, so I want to try to...
19. I think you find him. Right?
Why didn't you bring the sword with you? Just give it to him.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I guess
Yeah.
it's probably... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll probably do that.
Go for it. Yeah, so he just flies off and...
Yeah, it's like, okay. Well, okay, so as I'm coming up out of the well, I probably do some sort of, like, big puff of smoke or something just to, like, so people don't specifically notice me.
Notice
like,
you, yeah.
Guy flew out of the well with a sword!
Make a deception check for me.
Is it deception or is it stealth?
Or performance.
Performance. That's what it is.
Yay.
What you're describing, yeah, I was going to say, what you're describing is a performance.
It's fine.
Oh, no.
Critical failure. So,
it accentuates my exit.
Exactly. The smoke only happens after you've already flown out, so it just accentuates how dramatic it was. So yeah, everyone remembers. And so what happens is we see Audryn fly away, and the sword is like, yes, let's go to the Cabanites and let's kill them all. And you start flying away, and then we stay with the alley here, and some guards rush over, and they're like, what happened here? And then the beggar comes over to them and says, I'll tell you for 300 gold, and then we just cut away.
Okay, does Audryn notice how bad this is on his way out?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think Audryn like covers it up because he's done disguise self and he's done like the costume change thing. So I think he's like, okay, this isn't gonna work the way I wanted. So I think he like sticks the sword straight up and he goes, Bartholomew, away!
Sounds good. So now there's going to be some weird rumor about a superhero named Bartholomew who flies around the city righting wrongs.
Carrying a sword.
Yeah. But yeah, so Audryn, you show up, and let's go ahead and cut away from that for a moment, right? And Audryn can pick up with Juno. Deli, you wanted to investigate Shadow Pearl stuff, yeah?
Really? But here, I have disadvantage on checks right now.
Oh, right. I forgot we were. Still
I can't do any investigation. I mean, here's the thing: like,
you could always go to the collectors and have them do it for you.
No. Because Deli does not want to bring this to the collectors. Because I forget the exact reason why, but she does not. What's that guy's name? She does not trust her mentor. She does not trust
Alan.
Where do I have his name written down? Alan. Yeah, she does. She's a little suspicious of Alan right now.
Yeah.
I do have advantage on Arcana checks to determine the function of magic items, but that just makes it a straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
No, like honestly. Especially in the first 2 days, Deli's she's hanging out with the fish, just chilling out, trying to think of both the pearl and like what that means with her, because like obviously this isn't the first time she's seen one of these. So she's thinking about that a lot and wondering what it means, if it's the reason she is the way she is. And the other thing she's wondering, and the thing I want to we'll get to later, is obviously Diamondback was here.
Yeah.
Who else is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and she's kind of that's why she wanted the one ring of mind shielding, because she's like, I need to be able to get out of situations.
Yeah, well, let's cut over to Anna then. So Anna, you wanted to go join the Telvanta Dance Academy?
Yes, I'm born to be a dancer.
Very nice. very
For
nice.
God.
Of course. So let's see. Tilvanta, where is that on the map here? See, it is.
You're doing it for the Lord of the Dance.
I think it's right here, right? Yeah, 36. Yeah, there you go. Right there on the map in the Merchant
there.
District. Right there.
Wow, just
Pretty
a
close.
quick little walk from
Yeah.
the monastery.
Very close. So you show up and just like what? Knock on the door?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I really have any.
Are you dressed
Other
any
contact
differently
point.
or anything else going on with you?
I think maybe like I have on like more of like ballet flats instead of my normal
Of course,
footwear.
yeah.
I think that's about the only thing that's different.
Sounds good. Yeah.
I'm like, I've never taken the dance class before. Like, I don't know what I need. Like, nervous. Like, I don't know. Just gonna go for it and just knock on the door.
Sounds great. Yeah, I mean, obviously you're like ushered in by an assistant. You know, if you tell them your name, they've been looking out for you. But you find yourself in a waiting room, and it's everything about this. The waiting room is. Oh, actually, trying to decide. So the woman you're going to be talking to, Aurora Tilvanta,
Mhm.
is a half elf, right? And she's half Portuguese, half like Indian wood elf, right? So from like India. I'm trying to think if she'd. Yeah, I think she would. She has decidedly exotic environment here in the waiting room. So whatever Indian decorations would be kind of giving you the sense of her heritage, her culture. And she walks in and wearing
She definitely catches me like looking at the bottom of things. Like,
oh yeah. She's wearing a sari. She has a little dot on her head, like the whole thing, right? And she walks out and she says, "Oh, Anna, good to see you. I'm glad that you came."
oh, hi, Miss Tilvanta, Aurora.
You can call me Aurora.
Aurora. Hi.
What were you looking at over there?
Oh, just all of your cool things that look like they came from other places. I haven't really been to other places before.
Unfortunately, neither have I. I just kind of pretend that I have been. My mother was from India. If you've ever been there, or obviously you just said that you weren't. My mother is from India and my father is Portuguese, but I grew up in Calabar. My mother always tried to give me the importance of heritage and our home country, but I must say that I'm only ever familiar with the shadows of my heritage and not the full thing. I hope to one day visit, though.
That would probably be really cool. My heritage is the monastery.
Do you not know who your parents were, child?
They're at the monastery.
No. I was born at the the
Yeah.
monastery created me. I was born.
Yeah,
I was at the
exactly. Out of
monastery.
thin air. They prayed and I was there.
You know,
Prayed and I just kind of
Father-
floated off the dust on the ground.
you're asking about my Father Valentine.
My father.
And I think she pretty quickly understands that this is a
Asking
feudal.
about Father God.
Want to know how I got these stars?
She just nods and she says, "Never mind." Well, Anna, I'm very glad you came. You obviously have great talent. You've been trained in, well, acrobatics. You're obviously have a great sense of balance. I think you really could become a fantastic dancer in only a little bit of training.
Wow. Thank you. That means a lot.
Well, why don't you come and meet everyone?
Okay.
Yeah, and so you come and meet, various women from various races and cultures, because Calabar's sort of cosmopolitan, and but yeah, all women. It's a woman dance academy, and she introduces you to all these people. The names of all these like individuals don't necessarily matter. Honestly, Anna probably forgets half of them because she's learning so many at once. But yeah, I mean, so we know that the general idea of what's going
I
to be
do
happening
indeed forget most of them.
Yeah.
Look, I wanted to roll to see if I had a great memory for names,
There you go.
and I do
only a
not.
10. Yeah, it's not going to cut it. So with this sort of situation, right? Obviously Emily is interested in the dancing and stuff. But the general point of this as a narrative thing
To be a blood sister.
is to be a blood sister, right? So we'll try to focus on what's specifically important.
Fine.
But I will give you a little. We'll go ahead and start off with you can just make an acrobatics check to see how well you do with dancing.
Okay, I'm so nervous.
Just what's your first impression? Yeah, 14.
Fine.
Exactly.
It's fine.
Exactly as Aurora said, right? You can be a great dancer with a little bit of training. No, it's just going to take a little bit. But yeah, there's definitely a exotic flair to most of the dancing that is being presented here. It's not waltzes, right? It's not the sort of European dances that Calabar's nobility are going to be familiar with. This is I mean, honestly, you probably don't get into a whole lot of the more like the type of dancing that it is, right? Is very sensuous. But we can tell that we're watching the most tame version of that. I think Aurora knows, given your background, that you probably couldn't handle too much more than that. But it's certainly a lot of hip movement and gyrating and stuff like that. If a guy's walking by the window, he's going to be peeking at. But nothing too crazy.
mean, basically, am I going to learn how to seduce men with dancing and then kill them?
That is basically exactly where this is headed. She's just trying to
Love
ease
it.
you into it slowly. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, basically.
Yes.
So we get the dance lesson, and you start, and obviously Anna's a sweetheart, so she gets along with everybody just fine. I guess make a charisma save though. Let's see some first impressions. So even though you failed though, it's like the awkward, clumsy. Everyone still likes you, right? But like it's the very kind of like, oh, she just doesn't know how to talk to people. It's fine. If you do this enough,
She
no one's
clearly came from the monastery.
Exactly,
Like it's
exactly.
obvious.
She is not a woman of the world in any sense. So we get that kind of montage. And then afterwards, Aurora kind of takes you off to the side and maybe into her study and have a conversation. And she, let's see. I think she says, so I'm trying to think of like how long this process is going to take. Right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think Aurora is going to just be like, hey, you want to join a secret organization? Like day one. But I also want to give some sort of hint or push in that direction with a quick scene from her. Does anyone have any particular ideas as to like, trying to think. She might interrogate you just to get to know you more, to be able to know what buttons to push, right?
I mean, I feel like if she knows how monastery forward I am,
yeah,
she would know like how on like the lawful good side I am. And if she brings up like scenarios of like these guys are bad, like we're trying to stop that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think for this meeting, she's just gonna try to pry you for information about your own history and personality, so that the next time you come and we have a scene, she can know exactly what to say to you. Yeah, obviously she's gonna take that angle, but whatever personal spice she can add to it from this conversation. So I think. So I guess this is up to you, Emily. Is Anna trying to keep things from her? Or like what role should be happening from who here?
My mission is to like infiltrate and become a dancer. I was not told that I was supposed to hide anything or lie anymore.
That's true.
I was told that I'm like lying because I'm pretending that I'm only interested in that and that it's like, so I guess I would maybe the only thing I might lie about is like, if down the line she ever directly asked me, like, are you reporting everything to Father Valentine? I would be like, no, I'm not.
Yeah. So the thing is, I think she obviously knows well enough to not ask that directly, but I think that it really is at least one of the pieces of information she wants to know, but she would go about it in a much more subtle manner, right? Just trying to get you to slip up with something. So how would I do this? How about I make a roll for her? I'm going to make a deception roll for her.
Okay.
She's just going to try to fast talk you and smooth talk you, right? And just get you to reveal things that you don't necessarily want to reveal, but you don't think about it.
Yeah, because it's like I'm 99% open book.
Yes, exactly. But I think if you want to make an insight check in response, right? This is just whether or not Anna is smart enough to figure out what's going on. And then you can choose how you would respond to it, obviously. I'll make the roll for her first. Well, luckily for you, she's not actually super great at deception, so yeah, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
Critical failure. As long as you don't get a critical failure, I guess.
did not.
There you go.
I didn't roll well, but it was not
You know what I think? You know what I think it is for Aurora. She is way too confident about this, right? She saw your immediate demeanor and was just like, "Oh, okay." Completely gullible peasant girl is what I'm dealing with, and so she's treating you like a child, right? She's literally talking to you like you're 5 years old, trying to pry this information out of you. But Anna, I mean, I don't know if you probably don't want to think about her like this. Like, you don't want to think that she's treating you like this, but you know exactly what she's doing. Anna may be like not book smart, but she's at least insightful enough about people's demeanor that she can see through this. How are you responding?
I think I just have to go along with it, but I keep it in my back pocket that this lady's maybe not the nicest.
So are you basically just responding to her inquiries?
Yeah.
Continue to feed the illusion that you are a 5-year-old child?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like it, but it is for the greater good.
I think normally I would have you make a deception check of your own here to do this, but I think Anna can probably get away with, because of her personality, she could probably get away with being so nice that she doesn't reveal like this. She's used to just being, she wants to be nice. And so even if someone's acting like this towards her, she's still going to respond in kind. And because she's like that, she's not trying extra hard to keep something from her. So Anna's just right away setting herself up here to be like, either you're going to have to go along with this for probably a long time and just be like the gullible peasant girl, or you're going to have to quickly disillusion her of this and show that you're a competent person. And
I feel like I'll be able to show myself once she reveals that there's fighting skills involved.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh yeah, watch me run around the room 5 times around everybody else and then whack 3 times in a row.
Yeah. But yeah, we just see this kind of really condescending conversation between Anna and Aurora. And what stuff do you actually reveal to her about? Because she's prying into your past, your personality, your likes, your disinterest.
I mean, my past is I was born in the monastery and I grew up in the monastery.
And I will die in the monastery.
I already died, not in the monastery, but I got brought back to life in the monastery. I love helping teach the kids the monastery because they're really cute.
And then Anna's just like, and I am the monastery, and turns into the building and it crushes.
I take great joy in tithing to the monastery because giving is just such a joy. Mm-hmm. I love my friends there, but it's been really cool. I've made friends outside the monastery and that's really cool. They're so different than the other people that I know. And that's kind of fun. And then all you guys here, this is so different than anything I've ever seen.
I'm sure you'll enjoy it so much, child. Everything here is yours to enjoy, and we'll teach you everything that we know.
I have a lot of learning to do then.
It's all right. I'll be here to teach you. Puts an arm on your shoulder.
Wow. Good.
Good. Yes.
You'll be my new friend. I shouldn't call you my friend. You're my teacher. Those are two different
All right.
things.
It's all right. Well, I suppose I will see you for our next lesson.
Yeah. When will that be?
Well,
Is this like an everyday thing?
Yeah, so I think she reveals to you basically like there are classes all the time, right? So you can just I think she wants to get you into this, right? So she's like, you show up anytime that's convenient for you. Here's our schedule. You can show up to any of these. And
I just kind of go.
There's obviously like
I'm-
more advanced classes, but like she shows you the
Yeah.
beginner schedule, right? And
And as I'm leaving, I'm just kind of like, just letting you know, when I get into something, I get really into it. So you might be seeing me a lot around here.
we would love that.
Okay, bye.
Yeah.
See you in 5 hours in the next beginner classes.
Yeah.
Caleb, I did actually have an idea of something Deli
Yeah,
could do.
go ahead.
I had realized something. So probably what happens is because we're still on the second day of her curse, right?
Yep.
So this is probably what happens. On the first day, she's, when they're in the boat, going to the cove, she's in her dolphin form and leaves when she can't be in it anymore and drinks the water, realizes it's nasty, then gets exhausted the next day. So what happens is that this second day, she goes to, I don't know if she probably would go swim with the fishes at the house first for a bit and for a while, but after twice of it, she's like, I can't do this anymore. And she remembers that when obviously it just happened like 2 days ago, when Takei died, they were able to, who died? No, it was when Anna died this time. They brought her to the monastery and they were able to help her.
Mhm.
And so Deli thinks maybe if I go to the monastery, they'll be able to help me. Because if partially because it'll be some fun role playing, partially because I think this also means I'll only be at one level of exhaustion and I'll be back to normal tomorrow.
Oh,
I think
right.
that's
Yeah,
how that
get some
works.
like lesser restoration or whatever.
Remove. I don't think lesser restoration will do it.
It's greater restoration that has to do it.
Remove curse is a level 3 spell.
Okay.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that can also work.
Let me see. Restoration. You touch a creature and can end either one disease or one condition afflicting it. Does that? Oh, the condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. So yeah, it had to be remove curse since it is a curse. You said right?
Yeah.
I don't think even if Deli doesn't know, she knows if they could help someone who was dead, they could probably help me.
It's fair. Yeah, and honestly, you can just go talk to a monk and for basically 250 gold will get you.
That was the other question. Do we think 250 gold is worth the 2 days?
Well, it's up to you, Deli.
It's
the
your
one.
gold.
It's your gold.
Use it when you need it.
Kind of. And you know what? Actually, you know what?
Because
It
this is like a time sensitive thing, we do like party gold and like we could probably do that, but it's not. We've got like a week to like kind of hang around.
I also just don't want to be sitting around here for 2 days because here's the two things that Deli is worried about. One, she's got the pearl burning a hole in her pocket and she can't do anything about it. And two, there is currently someone from her past sitting in a cell who could escape at any moment. So I think Deli would just go, and she'd go and then spend the 250 GP.
Deli, are you here to join the church too?
So when I don't know when this would happen. I don't think any of it would conflict with anything that's happened so far. It would be at least 4 hours into the day because she's so frustrated and thirsty, and it's like she's like, I want water, but so yeah, Deli would go to the Church of St. Cuthbert.
Yep.
Make my tongue drink again.
Yeah, so they can definitely do that for you.
Okay. They do it. Oops. Wait a second. Let me calculate the gold I have now. Wasn't spending my gold on anything anyway. Okay.
Yeah, and so you'll be good to go the next day because you only have the one.
Okay. I think Deli after that would just go. She'd probably go back to the collectors actually and just kind of rest there for the day.
Mhm.
Eat some things that don't taste salty.
I never want to taste salt as long as I live. Yeah. Cool. Sounds good. Takewee, did you have anything in mind before you go on this mission for the Order of the Bitter Curtain? Otherwise, my thought is we go to Audrin, finish up the stuff with Juno, take a break, and then start with you coming and talking to the others and saying, hey, you want to come on this mission with me?
No, the only other thing I was gonna, it was basically I wanted to get a mission from Deacon. I didn't really have anything else in mind, and just getting the magic items. So
cool. All right, yeah, let's pick up with Audrin then.
I don't know if I want to be like, so Deacon, where are you going?
Yes, exactly.
Where you going?
Oh, I'm just
what
go
you
ahead,
do?
Where are we going?
So what you doing?
Exactly.
The Isabella classic.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you could just go over to Jordan and Juno.
Cool. Audrin, you tell me, where do you find Juno? What's one of his favorite places to go?
Part of me thinks it would be really funny if he had a gambling addiction.
He probably doesn't have a gambling addiction, but he could certainly enjoy it.
That's maybe a thought, but I don't know.
No. Let's say he's at Fish Lips Games.
Okay.
Fish lips?
Fish Lips Games, yeah. The guy looks like he has fish lips, you know? And he tried to name it something else, but the name just stuck, and so he put it on the side. So we see him like roll some dice and then win, you know, a hand of this dice game that they're doing, and take some gold from this other guy, and then he looks at you, sees that you're coming in, he says, "Oh, my friend has just arrived. I suppose I'll have to exit with my winnings." And the other people grumble. It's like, "You said you were going to do 2 more rounds." He's like, No. Duty calls. I must attend to my friend." And then grabs them and walks over, swinging the purse, now full of gold. And he says, "Yes, Audrin, what can I do for you? Thank you for getting me out of that. I was just about to lose. I could feel it."
Audrin's like, "No problem. Here, have a magic talking sword." And he puts it in his hand. Bye. And then Audrin tries to leave.
And we see Juno for a moment, like obviously hearing it in his brain, like and confused. And then he looks over to you and he says, "Audrin, what do you do? What?"
And Audrin's just like, it's very like, what's the movie with the two thieves who go to El Dorado?
Yeah,
El Dorado.
the Road to El Dorado,
It's-
yeah.
Yeah, there's the Road to El Dorado, and it's like very much that kind of like mannerism. It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, you know, you remember how you were talking about like feeling you need to move on to the next thing and wanting to do more for the community and stuff. Well, it came to me, and I brought it to you."
Just salute, goodbye. So
And he does that, and he turns around and he tries to walk off.
So, yeah, Juno is like obviously hearing the sword say things to him, and then shakes his head and he says, "Audrin, I'm going to need a little bit of an explanation here. What? Oh, he found you in a well? Your owner? Okay. Well, I got somewhat of an explanation now, but Audrin, do you just keep walking away?"
No, I think he stops probably mid stride. It's like, okay. And then he Audrin explains.
Who are the Cabinites? I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, and okay. So
You just give him all the information you have.
I give him the information that I have, like what I saw and what he heard from the beggar and
the history check you made.
and and the things that I know about the Cabinites, and that they're not a group of recluses who prefer to live in cabins.
Yeah.
Nice.
As one might think.
You know what I should actually probably do? I should probably have him make a check
History?
too, just in case. Yeah, he happens to know anything. Let's see, neighborhood watch. Here we go. He probably doesn't have it, but no, he doesn't have it. So just an intelligence check. 17. I mean, yeah, he probably heard of the names before, probably. But yeah, doesn't know as much as you do.
Yeah, so
Yeah, so he's like, "So what are you saying? I take this sword." "Yes, hello, Saberhawk. Yes, yep. Okay, yep. I know I can be a great warrior in your hands. Thank you. So I take this sword and I what? I go kill the Cabanites and now I'm in charge of the Oquans? What are there any more of you? Oh, okay. Okay, so he's saying, Audrin, that I'm now a secret soldier in an underground war that's been happening for centuries?
Congratulations, man. That's, you're really moving on up in the world, and I'm just so proud of you.
And you have no doubts about this being a good thing.
And Audrey turns around and starts to walk off again.
Oh, look at the time. I gotta go, man.
Audrin, listen. These are thieves' guilds. Are we sure that they're? Well, yes, I know that you think the Oquans are good, Saberhawk, but are they good? That's the question I'm asking. So Saberhawk is saying that these magic swords have been around for hundreds of years. The Thieves Guild made them to continue their war after the leaders died, and they've been killing each other for hundreds of years. I don't know how this ends well for me, Audrin. It seems like I'm now a dispensable soldier in a secret underground war.
Maybe you can break the chain. Maybe, I think there's potential here for you to get involved in something big that's going on, and maybe you can find one of the other magic swords. And Audrin stops and he thinks, he's like, wait, no, that's it. If you can get one of the other magic swords and just have them both.
Saberhawk says that's not efficient.
Then what does Saberhawk say is efficient?
Well, maybe I find some friends and we give them the other weapons and we all attack the Cabanites.
No, I meant find one of the Cabinite swords.
Oh no. Saberhawk does not like that idea at all. He says that they're evil and need to be destroyed.
Would the Cabinite swords say the same thing?
Yes, he says yes they would, but they're wrong.
All right, Juno. I think you know for sure in your heart what the next step is. Because I sure don't.
So, Audrey, do you want to make a persuasion check just to see if you can convince him to go down this path?
I'm not sure if I want to convince him to go down this path. I just figured if this is something big that's going on in the city, and if there's Thieves Guild that needs to be stopped, then Juno
has some time to kill. Yeah.
It's I'm about to go on this big vacation, business trip, philanthropy.
As long as you don't burn down the city, but before I get back, everything will be fine.
Okay, so I'm persuasion.
Yeah.
Oh,
7. So
that's actually good. Audrin didn't think that it would actually work out to convince him to do this necessarily.
Yeah,
but
he's just shaking his head. He's like, "No, Audrin, I don't think this is Saberhawk. Shut up."
And Audrin's just just put down the sword.
No, I mean it's a nice sword. I want to keep the sword. No, listen, it's a silvery sword. I'm the silver fire. It's perfect.
Well,
No. It's fine. Listen, I'm sure that this war of theirs is going to keep going on in the background. I'll talk to Saberhawk. We'll find something else to do, right? We'll figure out a way to make a compromise. Maybe every month I'll kill one of the Cabanites. But I actually have an idea now, Audrey. I have an idea of how to. I have an idea. And then he starts walking away. Do you want to make an insight check, Audrin?
Actually, shoot. I really wanted to do identify with the sword.
Oh, yeah, the spell?
Yeah.
Yeah,
it takes a pearl worth at least 100 gold.
Oh,
yeah.
And I don't think I just carry those on me.
Probably not. No, you probably
I
have to
do.
go grab some.
Um,
Yeah, that's actually one thing to note. If any of you guys have spells that require stuff like that, it might be good to note that you bought some, right?
yeah.
If you need them.
So nice to not have to worry about that.
Oh my gosh, I have so many friggin' spells I have to check now.
Yeah, so
Oh
yeah,
my gosh,
I
I
think
need diamonds.
Audrin does an insight check. I mean, I'm not
Go for it.
he's
Yep.
not super proficient with it, but it's like
Yep. Everything seemed fine.
and I'm just like I'm just gonna hope that just works itself out. And then he shakes his head and he just like tally-hoes away.
Yeah, and so we can see
We just inherently created the big bad.
So Juno walks away with the sword, and we start hearing the conversation they're having, right? And Saberhawk is just like, no, of course, yes, we can make a compromise. Yeah, don't worry about it. Yeah, once a month is just totally fine. And then Juno's like, great. But because I had an idea, what if we make a third Thieves Guild, right? The one that's just going to get rid of all the other ones. And I mean, the new Neighborhood Watch, really. I mean, have you heard of the Neighborhood Watch? And Saberhawk's like, no, why don't you fill me in? And we can sense that the sword is already starting to influence his mind. And there were two paths ahead of him if Audrin was going to give him this sword. One would be he goes gung-ho with it and maybe turns it into something good. This path is the worst path because this is him thinking he has it under control, and he's going to be wrapped up. The sword is going to have him wrapped around its proverbial little finger in no time, and he's going to be a sucker for this war in no time and think he's in control the whole time.
Why are all my potential boyfriends shady? They
Well,
start out
you can blame
nice.
Audrin for one of them.
Okay. Yeah, he wouldn't pick anything up from insight.
I mean, yeah, he's walked away at this point. I think Audrin
Yeah.
has lost his chance to
Yeah.
investigate this further currently.
I was just thinking I probably should have done an Arcana check on the sword.
Yeah. Sounded like you literally just flew straight here and then gave it to him, so.
I did.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I mean, it would have been like on the flight over that he would have done it, if anything, but
Yeah, I don't think, I mean, it's a pretty complicated magic item, so I don't think, go ahead and make it, but I think it's going to be a pretty high roll for you to have noticed something out of the ordinary. I mean, even a 20, right? You could have gotten a 30. I think, like, you can obviously tell it's a magic sword. It can obviously hurt people with it. There's probably some other magic powers. The thing you don't realize with the 20, right, is that this is a cursed magic item that basically controls your mind and forces you to fight this war. So
see, that's what I was trying to figure out, and that's why I was using Mage Hand.
Yeah, and it doesn't have, so it has to do with, so the idea is like he can talk to you and like he has a personality, so he can make persuasion checks even if you're not attuned to it, right? Yeah. But once you get attuned to it, that's when the curse actually takes effect, and then your mind is his. But there's still like that kind of wheedling phase where the sword is trying to convince you. And Audrin, he was so gung-ho about like, or he was so set on like moving on that, and he went straight to Juno that I don't think there was as much time for that to take effect for him. But
yeah. Well, and honestly, Audrin's thing was like, I'm going to give this to him, and I'm going to come back to this when I have time.
There you go. The question will be, will you have time? So we'll see. Cool. Well, do you guys want to take a break there, and then we'll go ahead and pick back up with next day stuff.
Real quick, can we also say that we, with our party gold, got 300 GP worth of diamonds for Revivify?
That makes sense.
How much party gold do we have left?
We have 1,100.
I think that might be worth it for Revivify.
Yeah, we can get a. Do you have Revivify?
Yes.
Okay, then yes.
I will purchase 3 of those pearls that I need.
Cool.
It also takes an owl feather, but I assume it's not priced, so I just assume I
yeah.
get
As long as
those.
it's not priced, you can have it.
Sweet.
Yeah. So Audrin like thinks about the sword. And he's like, I wish I would have had a pearl to identify that. And he goes and buys some.
He's like, I should. Yeah.
All right, yeah, we'll pick back up with Takewee telling the others about a mission she has, and then anybody else. I know Deli has investigation and stuff she wants to do, so we'll pick back up in just a second here with Terra Invicta. Stick around.